LTV's Action Sports is brought to you in part through the generous support of these Lemonster sponsors. By MP Crowley Company Incorporated, www.mpcrowleyinc.com. LTV's Action Sports is brought to you in part through the generous support of these Leominster sponsors. By MP Crowley Company Incorporated, www.mpcrowleyinc.com.
Here in New England, we are truly spoiled with the greatest culture in all of sports. Our athletes, rivalries, and venues truly are the greatest in the world. And tonight, on Thanksgiving Eve, one of the great high school rivalries takes center stage. For the first time ever, the Leominster Blue Devils and Fitchburg Red Raiders take their rivalry to neutral territory. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Fenway Park, America's most beloved ballpark and host of the 118th Leominster-Fitchburg Thanksgiving game. And hello again, everyone, from high above the ballpark here in Boston's Back Bay, alongside Liam Curtin and our LTV Action Sports production crew. I'm Cody Roy. And Liam, how's this for spectacle?
I've got to be honest, this is one of the coolest things I've ever been a part of in my entire life.
I could not agree more.
Just doesn't beat it.
It doesn't. Today marks the 143rd meeting all-time between these two teams. And today, these athletes are going to make memories that will last a lifetime for them. And the last few years, minus 2021, when they replayed a missed game in 2020, it has been all Blue Devils.
Absolutely. Last time I remember we lost to Fitchburg, it was my sophomore year on Thanksgiving, so that would have been 2017. It was a game to remember for sure. It hurts being on the losing side, but luckily followed that up with winning tradition the following Thanksgivings ever since.
It was your sophomore year and my senior. I was not a player unlike you. But I do remember that game. That was a punch in the gut. That hurt for sure. And since then, it has been all Blue Devils, minus week 1, 2021, when they essentially replayed the game that never happened in 2020. Red Raiders took that one 27-12. Blue Devils, Thanksgiving that year, 2021, 32-0. Talk about a response from that. And then last year, 2022, 40-8 Blue Devils.
Absolutely. It's the idea that, hey, you might have beaten us week 1, but we're going to come back and punch you in the mouth come Thanksgiving, because at the end of the day, once you hit that last game of the regular season, unless you make playoffs, the only thing that's talked about is Fitchburg. Those are the only words that you hear is Fitchburg Red Raiders. Anything other than that, it's blurry to me, but those are the two phrases I remember hearing the most after that week 8 game finally ends. It's all you're talking about basically in school and practice, anywhere you go. It's, oh, get ready to beat Fitchburg, get ready to beat Fitchburg. And you know, this town takes it very seriously, as it should. I mean, it's one of the most central rivalries in high school football.
143 meetings, 118 years on Thanksgiving. Only 5 games have been missed. Last was 2020, as we said. And this season, Blue Devils coming in 5-5, squeaked into that 16 seed in D1, lost to St. John's on the road, St. John's Prep. And all in all, with a sophomore under center and a decently experienced team, it's a good year for the Blue Devils.
It is, definitely. That St. John's game, numbers don't do it justice. Might have lost 42-7, but the times where St. John's scored, it was off those explosive plays, the ability to just have, I hate to say it, but just having better personnel and having a lot up front. You're able to recruit, something that Leominster's not able to do. It makes a big difference in those types of games. Other than that, though, I mean, Leominster has responded as well as you can to the second half of the season. Really just how it comes down.
And Red Raiders this season coming in 0-10, placing 36th in Division 4, missing the playoffs. A couple of rough games for them. Just one game with less than 30 points allowed. That was a home game against Neshoba, in which they lost 19-12.
Yeah.
And this year, I mean, you and I were saying a pregame, it's a Blue Devils game to lose tonight.
It absolutely is. Leominster has the talent. It's just a matter of if you're able to put it all together and essentially come out hot. I mean, it's what's been talked about for the past couple weeks. Leominster has got every skill position you could possibly need. Everyone is good at that. At your line up front, you're big enough where you should be able to dominate the trenches. It's really just making sure that you put on one final show for the season. And for these seniors, it's last time you step on a field, and no better place to do that than Fenway Park, if we're being honest.
Absolutely not. This is the last of 4 games that the Boston Red Sox and Fenway have hosted. Last one ran a bit late, so I were a bit late to get on your screens tonight. Billerica took on Chelmsford. Billerica won that game pretty handily.
Absolutely, but hey, here's the thing. They're saving the best one for last, hopefully.
Best for last, indeed. And we look at Red Raiders looking like they're going to be running a freshman, Zacchaeus Collins, 5'9", 150, under center tonight.
He's going to have a lot of jitters up front for the first time. First Thanksgiving game, especially as a freshman, it's always so nerve-wracking. Just everything feels a little bit more tense. There's really no way to put it. Under
the bright, bright lights. So we are looking across at the Jumbotron here at Fenway. They're playing some highlights from both games.
So far, it's been only Leominster from what I've seen. And obviously, we're seeing that Osiris Lopez first half walk-off touchdown. And we're seeing what they've been good at all year, which is you're able to extend plays better than the rest of them. You put the ball in the hands of Osiris Lopez and Xavier Cora, and it's hard to lose. I mean, those are 2 guys that have been extremely dominant all season. Not to mention the fact that everybody on that team has been amazing when it comes down to it.
Quick, slippery guys on this Blue Devils roster. Cora, as we mentioned, Lopez, another one.
Absolutely. I mean, there's no better way to say it. It's going to be showcased tonight. They're going to hopefully put up what should be a great game, and we're going to see the same from the Red Raiders. And it's going to be, at the end of the day, it's another Thanksgiving game, one that these seniors will remember on both sides forever. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it's going to be a good one tonight. We are about 6 minutes from kickoff, getting ready for the teams to take the field. Still a Blue Devils highlight reel. And what a great season it has been for them.
Absolutely. And how nice is this? The Blue Devils come on to the field with the nice new Fenway strobe lights, I guess you could call them. I'm not sure. But the field's going crazy. The lights are going crazy. And who else but the Blue Devils coming out hot, getting ready to handle business tonight.
This will be a good one. Blue Devils lead the all-time series 71-62-9. A lot of great drama over the years. That 2010 game that went to overtime practically ended in a decision in Leominster's favor.
Mm-hmm.
And tonight, it's pretty chilly out here in Back Bay.
It is.
Chilly, but the rain that's been plaguing us all day seems to have stopped, at least the rain from out west. It's going to be a great night for some football tonight.
Absolutely. We're going to see some good football tonight, and where better to see it than Fenway Park. I'm sorry, folks. I'm going to be saying it all night, but I'm sorry, I can't get over this. This is the coolest thing of my life. Honestly, I'm at a loss for words. Just being able to really reflect on this after this game is over. It's going to be so hard. It's probably going to be my only thing I talk about with my family, my friends, the entire rest of the year. Probably will still be talking about it next year, but I don't know.
A lot of memories to be made tonight.
Absolutely. It's crazy. It really is. And yeah, I'm at a loss for words. I really am. It's truly amazing. A blessing for sure.
Ooh, a lot of boos raining down.
A lot of blues out here on this first base.
Blue Devils faithful traveling very well from Leominster today.
Most certainly. And I'm not seeing a lot of red. The only red I'm seeing is the seats that we have here in Fenway. Other than that, it's almost like a Blue Man Group concert. It's only color that you're seeing out here. As we look in the first base grandstand, as every other area, for the most part, is closed off with some of the press boxes being filled up. Other than that, it's a sight to see.
It is a sight to see indeed. If you had told me beginning of the year I'd be up above Fenway Park the day before Thanksgiving, I would not have believed you.
Me neither, honestly. It's crazy as we're getting ready to kick off the national anthem here.
We pause for just a moment. Enjoy the sights and sounds from Fenway at the national anthem. A great anthem, combined efforts of both marching bands, Leominster and Fitchburg, as has been tradition for as long as at least I can remember.
Indubitably. And the one thing we're going to hopefully keep an eye on during this game, as we know that this has always been a chippy rivalry, the one thing we're going to need to make sure that we watch out for is the fact that both teams share a sideline. It's going to be one thing that intrigues me to see, because I remember my senior year, we had to end the game with time on the clock due to it being such high emotions would be the right word. I don't know if that's really the right way to put it, but we'll just say it got interesting.
Always the contentious rivalry. As on the Jumbotron, we are seeing highlights from, I believe they showed 1910 a moment ago.
That's crazy.
Over 100 years, this rivalry. And today, a new chapter, perhaps one of the most legendary to be written.
Yes, it will be. As we await the coin toss right now. Decisions being made between both teams as Fitchburg has brought on their captains along with a second line, it seems like, behind them. As the Leominster captains, we have Osiris Lopez, Xavier Cora, Braden Martin, Tyler Whitskill, and Tony Kendall. And for Fitchburg, we'll get back to you on that one. Currently can't see the numbers.
That second line is all seniors.
It is. That makes a lot of sense.
Still a discussion between the captains. I'm sure these officials know the history this rivalry has.
Yeah, that's one thing I remember is that Thanksgiving game, usually the captains' meetings go on a little longer because these refs know it too. These games get chippy. There are going to be moments where it will get a little feisty. These referees know it though, so they're just trying to make sure that they set the tone with these captains, telling them to make sure that you keep, as they say, keep your boys in check. Other than that, I wouldn't say it's a lot of droning on, but it's basically saying the same things you've been hearing all season. Right now, it's gets you a little bit more antsy on the sideline as you're just kind of waiting for it to finally kick off. But other than that, just soak in the moment, as they say. As we now have the official showing both sides of the coin, as the coin has been flipped. And it looks like Leominster has won the toss.
Leominster, I believe the signal will be taking the football here.
And a nice way to set the tone for sure. Get your offense out there and let's make things interesting right away. Get points on the board. Let everyone know who's going to dominate this game. That's going to be the biggest thing, especially of this rivalry game. A lot of times it's whoever scores first is usually the team that prevails, would be the right way to put it.
This rivalry always been difficult to turn leads around. And a good decision by Leominster. They're going to take the ball, as you said. Sets good momentum for them.
And for Fitchburg, it's basically just going to be, can we set the tone also in, hey, let's get a stop against this team that's supposed to blow us out the water. Let's get a stop early and let's make things interesting. Let's do a little dance, nice little salsa maybe. I don't know, whatever you're feeling like doing. Just to make it more of a game would be the right way.
Gives them a lot of believability if they can make this first stop. Teddy's Delgado. Who else lined up back at the 20?
Absolutely, and kicking off for Leominster, it's looking like it's going to be Shane Gagnor. Sorry.
Alan Hall.
Alan Hall.
And the kick is up.
Nice
Low
little
line
split
drive,
kick.
and we are underway for the 118th Thanksgiving Classic. Delgado stood up, picks up a few down to the 27.
Great coverage right there from Fitchburg. First people to the ball for them, it was Masango Amade and Gabe. Couple other names. Looked like we also saw Kyle Anang. Other than that, everybody on that red side of the ball was buzzing. Going to be interesting on special teams.
And for the final time this season, Osiris Lopez looks to start the game off right. Back to pass.
Someone's open.
Options
It's
looking big.
going to be
That
a
is
nice
caught.
first play touchdown, looking like it.
That is all the way Ryan Ricker.
Starting off with a bang, Fitchburg. They were in what looked to be cover 4, except safety didn't shift over. Left Ryan Ricker wide open from the start. Clean release. Nobody's going to catch him. And you've got a 6-0 lead right away for the Blue Devils.
Great vision from Leominster. Delgado there as well for an overthrow.
Absolutely.
But it is Ricker. That is a big pickup for them. And an early lead for the Blue Devils, 6-0.
Going to be something to see as coverage-wise. Fitchburg definitely has to communicate a little bit better, but Daniel Thompson putting it between the uprights, and that's going to make it 7-0 right there.
Up and good, Daniel Thompson, 7-0 Blue Devils with the lead.
19
Just
seconds into the game.
19 seconds
Gotta
on that
love it.
drive.
Gotta love it. As we said, just setting that tone early, getting on the scoreboard first is going to be the biggest thing, and now you get to solidify the game, hopefully, on where momentum will be. Already you've got it. Now you want your defense to come out there, just shut them up at any cost. That's what you're looking for if you're Leominster. For Fitchburg, maybe take some time off the clock. Maybe get like a, I don't know, you want to get a 10-plus play drive if you can, just to show that we're here also. We're not going to be put away so easily. But we will see as Daniel Thompson looks to kick off right here.
Big drive coming up for the Red Raiders. How will they respond? Thompson's kick up, straight and high. Lucas Bullock, the running back. And he's brought down at the 30.
And that was Richard Salomon returning it right there for them. So those are going to be their playmakers for the most part. Those are the guys that they want to get the ball in their hands. It's going to be Bolak and Salomon, with Collins taking under center snaps, and going to be a big day for this freshman. Going to be looking forward to this game in the next 3 years for him.
Zacchaeus Collins, the freshman, will hand it off into a scrum and stood up for no gain.
And that's the one thing Fitchburg has loved to do over the past few years, is get their run game going, just because they believe that their guys up front are the strength of their team. They have been for a while. They've always had a solid running back. More often than not, they've had a great running back. And when you have that opportunity, you're just trying to get them the ball and do whatever you can to get your playmakers the ball, and that's the success that comes with it.
This one shoveled for Bolak. He's brought down. He'll pick up a few on that.
Absolutely, and that was Mimi Elias making sure that he set the edge there, made it a nice play. As we're seeing, it looks like it's Chris Hatch laying down, and hopefully he's all right. Definitely not a way you want to start the Thanksgiving game of your senior year.
Absolutely not. I believe that is Hatch, as you said.
Looks like he's grabbing a leg, so hopefully nothing too serious, as I know looks like someone may have fell on the back of him, so potentially an ankle or a knee. Hopefully nothing too serious, as we said, though.
And already early in this one, great start for Leominster if you're just joining us. A one-play bomb of a touchdown. Ryan Ricker going roughly about 75 yards.
Most certainly. And this is going to be interesting. Hatch getting up. It's taking a second, but he's luckily walking with most of his strength.
Hatch is up on his own.
And that's another thing, too. Going to be a long walk to that sideline just because you have one sideline for both teams, so it's going to be a lot of running back and forth for whoever's on the far sideline. Makes it a little bit tougher game-wise, but other than that, going to be interesting to see as Fitchburg coming out with 4 wide receivers, something they don't usually do, as they are in the under center.
3rd and 12 looming here. Drops back to pass, a quick pass, caught, and he will be brought down.
That's Lucas Bolak right there.
Well short, Lucas Bolak can't make it.
And it is 3rd down, so. Sorry, 4th down, my bad. Haven't changed it yet on the scoreboard.
An early 3-and-out for the Red Raiders, unable to respond, and we'll punt that away.
Bolak kicking to Juan Miranda, fields it. Unfortunately, between his hands, but he's going to get it.
Through his arms, he's still up. Took a few to bring him down, brought out at about the 34.
Great spiral kick right there from Bolak, making it tough for Miranda to field it cleanly, especially when it's cold like this. Always hurts the hands when it's coming from that high rise of a kick. Going to be something to look forward to for the rest of the game, for sure.
A good kick there. Blue Devils back to work. 2 minutes gone in this one. Already up a touchdown, looking to make it more.
And the thing we're going to see from Fitchburg is this over-adjustment after the last drive.
Aramis Reyes has a hole in the left and still going, brought down 45.
That was a great block right there. Carter Austin sealing the edge, making sure that Reyes can follow him, and makes it a simple read for him coming out of that inside zone. Other than that, I mean, going to be something to look for as Lucas Bolak comes up with the tackle right there for the Red Raiders, and they're coming back out in the pistol formation.
Reyes again to the right, and he will power through.
And that's going to be one thing. Now that Hatch goes out, you're going to have to rely on a new running back by committee, as it's going to be interesting. Hatch goes down, so you're relying on Cora and Reyes, 2 people, as Hatch looks to be warming up on the sideline, feeling a little bit more loose, as he's going to go quicker to the sideline, but here we go.
And this one stays with Lopez. He's got a man on the left.
Dominic Swain, and he's taking every Red Raider with him for a nice little ride going down to about the 34, 33 yard line. Nice little pickup for the Blue Devils.
Lopez, a lot of pressure there. And Swain, a lot of jersey on that, but Swain brings him down. Only a 1st down for Leominster.
They're going to mark him down at the 35 yard line right there.
Audible from Lopez, drops back to pass. He's got Delgado for a touchdown, Jaides Delgado.
Clean release from him right there. Can't say much more. I mean, that's your first read from Lopez. You look for your stud receiver and just put a little air on it, and he's gone to the crib.
Osiris Lopez came to play today. Already 2 touchdowns for him on the day. 1 for Ricker, now 1 for Delgado. 13-0 Leominster. Thompson on to kick the extra point.
And both of them hitting that wide open deep ball. Looks like Leominster has found a hole in the Red Raiders defense so far. It's that deep middle of the field.
Kick is up and right down the middle. 14-0 Blue Devils.
2 for 2 on the night for Thompson. He's been very reliable when it comes to that point after touchdown. Very rarely does he miss, and when he does, it's usually when the game's already out of control, whether it be for Leominster or against Leominster, but he's been a very valuable piece when it comes to scoring. I mean,
always grace under pressure, Delgado.
Absolutely. And we're going to see what Fitchburg can hopefully dial up to settle this game down, as they've given up 2 quick touchdowns within 4 minutes of the game. Just going to try to see if you can adjust your defense a little bit.
Just 3.5 gone in this one, as you said. Blue Devils already up 14-0. Fitchburg looking at their second offensive drive. Thompson to kick.
Indeed, and they have Salomon and Bolak back there to return for the deep kick. As who knows, they might try the squib.
And they will. It worked in the last game. As this Bolak found a hole, he's got to about the 35, 36.
Found the hole, but swallowed up by Edgardo Santiago and Mimi Elias, making swift of the idea that he might have been gone, but all for naught. Tackled. Great coverage again by the Blue Devils. Edgardo just stands up his blocker, and Bolak has nowhere to go after that one.
And on comes Zacchaeus Collins once again.
And they're going to come back in that I formation, see if they can get something going there.
Man in motion. And the snap will hand it off. And found a hole, reaching, and I believe we'll have enough.
And that's going to be one thing Fitchburg has usually done well over the years, is they love that counter. The one thing that's going to come off that is they have this counter boot play where usually their tight ends find a nice little seam in between the safeties and the linebackers that gets open. So something to look for going on in the game. Collins definitely has the arm to throw it. It's just a matter of timing it right.
Lucas Bolak, gain of 11, new set of downs for them. And he runs straight into the line.
And on that last play, we have official word that it was a 4-play, 66-yard drive with capping off the 35-yard touchdown to Jaides Delgado. And the drive before that, the 71-yard Ryan Ricker shot. And that's where we are now with 7 minutes and almost 15 seconds left. It's been one-sided for sure so far.
Blue Devils come to play at Fenway. Red Raiders 2nd and 9 from their own 47. Looking to get a drive going here.
Looking to get some motion across the field.
Quick pass to the left, caught and brought down quickly.
Looking for that matchup right there. That is the man that we were not able to name on our last game, Adris Ngabo. Absolutely locked down against Westboro. Felt like anytime they tried to test him, he was just in perfect coverage right there. Fitchburg thinking maybe they can get a different result on Ngabo, but however, it's locked down again. He's going to continue to do what he does best, and that's make sure that that side of the field is not available to throw to.
Collins, Joshua Lamboy, gain of 4, freshman for freshman.
Going right back to it.
And through his hands. That one for Luis Santos, the junior.
Just a little bit high for Collins right there. Came out quick, just unfortunately. We're seeing it now on the replay. Thought that Santos was maybe about 6'6". Unfortunately, Santos is only 5'5", which usually makes it a little bit tougher for a quarterback to throw to.
As someone who is 5'5", I can agree. 6:10 to go, 4th down for the Raiders, and they're going to keep the offense on the field.
As you should. I mean, it's already four down territory on a Thanksgiving game. You're just looking to see if you can get some momentum going. You already picked up a 1st down, and here's that counter boot that I was mentioning earlier.
Looking left, does he have enough? He does.
Definitely does.
Barely.
Just outside of Jaden Jenkins. Unfortunately, just wasn't able to get that contain going. That's the one thing that they're looking for. He got sealed in, so Collins just had enough room to work with and picks up the 1st down right there. Exactly why you do go for it, especially when you have a quarterback that has some decent legs on him. Makes it an easy play call for any OC.
Collins, the freshman, keeps it himself, and they pick up the 1st there, a new set of downs.
And they're going to return back to that I formation. Had some success with it.
Blue Devils 41, Bolak down the middle. Pick up about 7 on that.
And we're going to see what Leominster does. They come out in that 4-3. Only thing so far, when they're in that I formation, they feel like they have to put enough pressure on those edges just because you're always worried about the toss play or anytime it's the stretch. But usually it's going to be available and free if you get the blockers there to go inside. One thing we haven't seen too much of is Xavier Cora on this defense, which always makes it a little bit easier.
2nd and 3, look to power that through the middle. No dice, might have picked up a yard on that.
And it looks like our linebackers for tonight have been Keegan Amaras, and then you got Juan Roman Cruz as well as Dominic Swain. And then you've got the linemen up front. Looks like we've got Antoine Lino Diego, also got J.R. Wilson, and then Nate Hankins as well on that edge with Chris Hatch holding down the nose tackle right now.
Bolak again, he's swallowed up.
And that's J.R. Wilson coming up along with Antoine Lino Diego. Just mentioned them, those boys, they are very good at shooting the gaps, making sure that those plays are not going to happen often. And you got to stop Bolak right now. It seems like he's who their offense revolves around.
This will set up a 4th and 2.
Wouldn't
Raiders
be
from no man's land. They're going to go for it again.
I wouldn't be too shocked if now, because Leominster's probably clamping down a little bit on that inside linebacker position, I wouldn't be too shocked if they try to hit one of these quick little out routes or just something short. Just make it a nice, easy pitch and catch for Collins, as we're going to get a timeout right here from Fitchburg. Looking to see if they can dial up something better for this 4th down play. As you've got a successful drive going. It's exactly what you were looking for. You're looking for something of a 10-play drive where you're just looking to take some time off the clock, settle down, get some points on the board. That's the goal of this drive.
Exactly what you said going in the Fitchburg first drive was just settle things down after that big, big throw to Ryan Ricker. And now Red Raiders driving here. 4th and 2, ball on the Leominster 33.
Exactly. And another thing, too, able to bring your defense off the field enough where you can get these guys to calm down. You've given up 2 big play touchdowns, but it's not out of it yet. You're just looking to see, all right, this is what we've given up. How are we going to shut it down going forward for the game? And for Leominster, you're keeping your offense nice and fresh, and hopefully you can go right back to it and maybe queue up another, hey, throw up another 30-yard touchdown if you can. Why not?
It's been working for him so far tonight. Deep ball, Leominster's friend. 4th and 2 for the Red Raiders here.
And they're going right back to that I formation. Don't be too shocked if they hit the blast right there. They try to toss it out.
And that one shoveled to Bolak. Bolak's got enough and more. Finally brought down at the 21.
First time we've seen that. Fitchburg pulling out the triple option tonight, something that they've queued up a lot more over these past couple of years. They're reading that outside edge player, trying to see, hey, is he going to bite down on the fullback dive? If not, I'm pitching it out to Bolak. Makes it a nice, simple, easy read for the freshman. Can't ask for much more right now. That's what you're trying to do. You're trying to make things nice and calm for him. That's pretty much it.
Good gain there. Red Raiders 2 for 2, and they'll shovel it again. Bolak again runs into a wall.
Bolak didn't have the room to work with on the outside on the toss, so instead makes the nice little cutback. However, he's met by Keegan Amarasing playing that backside for the linebackers. As now we're seeing Xavier Cora come back in. Leominster's ideally thinking, all right, we've had enough. Let's get our playmakers in the game.
Red zone defense from the Blue Devils. 2nd and 5 for Fitchburg.
And the other thing, too, we're going to have to watch for as the game goes on. Collins making the QB trot to get the call from the sideline makes it super tough. It's going to be a lot of running for him tonight.
Yeah, with these conditions, teams sharing a sideline. Doesn't look like as great an option. This one with Bolak again. Brought down at the 10.
Xavier Cora reading the gap, trying to stop him earlier. Has his ankle taped very bulkily, so likely the reason why he hasn't been there all game. But we have Miguel Gonzalez, freshman O-lineman for the Red Raiders, down, looking for some medical help at the moment. As they're going to help him get up, just needed some help right there.
It is cold today, so cramping always going to be a concern.
Absolutely.
Minute 50 to go here in the first quarter. 3rd and 3 coming up for Fitchburg on the Blue Devils 10. All Leominster so far with the offense, but Red Raiders driving here.
Most certainly, it's what you have to do. If you're not able to get these nice little long drives as a team that thrives when it comes to running the football, you're not going to have a lot of success. Right now, they're having tons of just things going right when it comes to running these I formation, when it comes to Bolak finding an open area, making the cutback. It's what he's been doing all game, and we're going to see a little bit of some movement back, as that is Jose Casillas jumping a little bit early, unfortunately. Going to make it a little bit of a tougher play call right here for this 3rd and 7. 3rd and 8, actually, sorry.
3rd and 8.
Just unfortunately, it looked like they were trying to get the freeze call, as it is so commonly named, where you're just trying to get Leominster defense to jump off sides, but fortunately doesn't work in your favor.
3rd and 8 looms here after the false start, first flag of the day.
And they come back in that I formation.
Bolak again, and he doesn't get enough.
It's that nice little toss play that they love to run, except instead of hitting the perimeter, you're basically just trying to get a nice little running start to that C gap. Hit it in between your tackle and your tight end, but just no success. Juan Roman Cruz setting the edge right there. Cora shooting the gap. That's a recipe for what's going to work for the Leominster defense tonight.
And for the 3rd time this drive, Red Raiders going for it on 4th down, 4th and 6 on the Blue Devils 13.
At some point, you got to stop it.
Fitchburg wants 6 to get back into this one.
Likely going to be a pass play right here.
And it will. The quick pass is intercepted.
Mimi Elias going all the way, folks.
This could, as he pumps
nice
the brakes.
Stop and go.
Still going.
And he's hitting the burners, baby.
And he is all the way.
Mimi Elias.
Mimi Elias. Pick 6.
And that changes everything right there. Don't even need your offense to come out. Elias reads the zig route, It's hits a nice little stop and go right there, and then it's off to the races. Nobody's catching him. He's got track speed, and that's a crib call for the Blue Devils right there.
Great read there from him to jump that route.
Absolutely. Going to be a play he'll remember for a very long time. Senior, nice little way to get things going on your final game of football.
Seeing yourself on the Jumbotron at Fenway Park has got to be
It's
one
a
of
moment.
the great memories.
It's going to be a surreal moment for him. But, man, am I envious. I can't lie. I wish this was something I was able to do, but hey.
So they will break the end of the first quarter before the extra point. Blue Devils up 20-0 with the PAT looming.
I think they already kicked it. I'm not 100% sure. I think Thompson might have missed that one.
May have. You and I both lost in conversation there.
Absolutely.
But either way, 20-0 Blue Devils ahead.
Oh, maybe not. Can't tell yet, but it looks like Fitchburg's setting up for kickoff return. So it would appear that Daniel Thompson, I jinxed him on the last one, 2 for 2, unfortunately making it 2 for 3. I'm sorry, Daniel. I really am. I got to stop doing that. I know that there's a such thing as an announcer's jinx, so maybe I should just shut my mouth going forward. Sorry about that.
Nothing quite like your first commentator's curse.
Nope. It seems like it always happens, too. I always tell about how he's been perfect from the PAT spot, and it always seems like the next one he misses it. So, you know what? Going forward, just going to shut my mouth, let him kick it, don't even say anything about it.
20-0, your Blue Devils ahead of the Red Raiders. This kick marks the start of the second quarter from Fenway Park here in Boston. And what a night it has been for these Blue Devils so far.
And it's back to Salomon and Bolak returning for the Red Raiders. Thompson going back to that squib kick. Going right to Salomon.
Salomon found a bit of a gap there, got himself to about the 35.
Dominic Swain coming in by the waist and taking him down. Great coverage again from the Blue Devils, making sure that they don't rip off a momentum kickoff return, but right there going to make the Red Raiders get back on offense, and let's see what they can do right here. Last drive you had the 2 converted 4th down, just unfortunately on that last one. Got the touchdown, just not the way you were hoping for.
Wrong end zone, Mimi, pick 6. And Fitchburg gets to work again. They'll roll this one right.
And again, that's Xavier Cora. He hasn't been in a lot, but because of the fact that he's such a smart football player, he's seen it enough where now, hey, I know how to attack it. Does exactly that. Him and Jaden Jenkins meet in the backfield. And that's why it hasn't been successful when he's been there at linebacker. He's honestly probably their most impactful player if it wasn't for Osiris Lopez.
Absolutely, 2nd and 9. And they'll drop back to pass on this one, looking for something big.
Just outside of Bolak's arms. Mimi shutting him down for the 2nd time in a row there. Bolak tapping his head.
We've seen Collins to Bolak work a few times this year for Fitchburg. This one just a bit overthrown.
Just a little bit, but at the end of the day, you're trying to do what you can, and giving the ball to Bolak seems to be the center point of this offense. Looks a little gassed, however. Going to see if they can try and call on a different name on this one. As now Fitchburg in I think it's the wishbone right here.
3rd and 9. That over the head of Bolak on the quick pass.
Very generous. It looked like that one went backwards, but however, it's a quick 3 and out for the Red Raiders. Going to be punting here unless they try to get some Thanksgiving trickery going, as there almost always is in this game.
Never a dull moment in this rivalry. 4th and 9, punt unit out.
Not at all. And
for the Red Raiders.
It's going to be Allen Hall punting for him. Snap is clear, and it's going to be Juan Miranda right there.
He will let that one roll. Be about the 23 that'll be stopped dead.
And that'll be their worst position of the game so far, starting at the, looks like the 22, 23 yard line. Going to be a little bit of a test right here for the Blue Devils. But they haven't been stopped yet, so we'll see what's...
2 for 2 so far, the Blue Devils. On a pair of really big throws from Osiris Lopez. Getting everybody involved tonight.
Cora to his left. Our right from here. Looking at the fake jet.
And going himself. He's got a blocker.
It's Tyler Witzko right there, making it easy for him so he doesn't get touched until almost the 45-yard line. A nice little 20, almost a 25-yard pickup. Great play call right there. Faking the jet sweep to Ryan Ricker. Makes it nice little easy work for Osiris to basically just jog and get 25 yards.
Chased out of bounds. Nobody on that on that left side for the Red Raiders, excuse me. This puts them just before midfield. This one handed off again. Again, that left side of Fitchburg, right for the Blue Devils. For a big gain and a new set of downs.
Big play from Cora right there. They're running. They're going to keep giving it to him, but he's looking like he's going to have to come off for the play. Ankle is definitely hurting him right now.
It's that Blue Devils running back position gets thinner and thinner.
He's one tough kid, so it takes a lot to bring him down.
Strike that. Chris Hatch back on the field for this one. Quick back pass. He's still up. Ryan Ricker finally brought down.
Nice little bubble play right there going to him. Just following the block of Giovanni Morales. Able to at least get almost a first down. Going to be 2nd and inches right here. As Fitchburg, they have those safeties backed off.
This one to Hatched on the left side. Still going, still going. And he is in. They can't bring him down. Chris Hatch, Blue Devils' 4th touchdown of the day, 26-0.
Yeah, not much to say about that one. Great blocking up front. Hatch just gets some...
Big and quick.
Absolutely.
Big and quick. All he took was the one stiff arm. Now Blue Devils look to make it 27-0 through Dan Thompson.
That was a great job sealing the edge right there. It was Carter Austin from that left tackle position, making it nice and easy for Chris Hatch to take it to the crib.
Kick is up and right down the middle.
3 for 4 for him tonight.
27-0, your Blue Devils lead the Red Raiders. 9:16 to go in the 2nd quarter. All Leominster tonight. Red Raiders had one good drive that resulted in a pick 6, an almost 90-yarder.
All thanks to Mimi Elias on that last one.
Mimi Elias, the good one, and now Chris Hatch runs that one in. A 2nd and inches, all the way to the house.
So far, we just, if you're a Fitchburg fan, no easy way to put it. It's been rough. It's been a rough start. Can't put it kindly. It's
difficult for Fitchburg. And Liam, what are you looking for from the Red Raiders on this offensive possession?
I mean, I know I've been saying it. But the way your offense works is when you get these constant 4-yard plays. However, when you're down 27-0, you're obviously going for the win. You've got to pull some stuff out of the playbook that's deep, deep in there.
Ooh, and the squib. Bill Ricca did that in the last game. Put it right off the front man and got the ball back. Dan Thompson nearly pulled that off there.
Indeed, he did. Just barely hit the front man. But as I was saying, the one thing, you've just got to call something that's going to be a huge explosive play for Fitchburg. You just got to get something going on offense that's outside of these 3-4 yard pickups. It worked on the last drive because you were able to consistently do it. However, if you don't get it on first down, it makes it a lot tougher for those second and third down plays when you're set back a couple yards from where you normally are. And this Leominster defense has been pretty stout so far, thanks to Cora, but he is no longer in, so it's going to be tough to see where we go from here.
This guy is Collins handing that one off, swallowed up.
It looks like that was Jaden Jenkins. The end man setting the tone on the edge. Makes it really tough for Collins to get a nice read. However, Shea Gagne can't go anywhere off of it. And those are the types of plays it's really tough for your OC to call something off of that is not what you normally run. Normally you're trying to get those 2nd and 8, 2nd and 7 where now, okay, I just got to get 4 more yards just to make it manageable. Here we're going to see as Fitchburg has the 4 receiver set.
2nd and 10, they'll put this one in the air. Right up the middle, batted down.
Just unfortunately for Collins, Swain was just able to read his eyes, and that slant is coming across this field. That's the only thing we've seen so far. Whenever they have that 4 receiver set and they pass out of it, every single receiver runs the exact same route. The only time that was not true is when they had the pick 6, when they just wanted to isolate Bolak, see if they could get him on a zig route against Mimi Elias. However, Elias makes him pay. It's been tough to watch so far. Just going to be very crucial what you call here on this 3rd and 10.
Predictability, Fitchburg's downfall so far. 3rd and 10 in the air once again. A lot of pressure, and that will go just short, incomplete.
Looking for Salomon right there. And looks like we have a Blue Devil down on the sideline. I think that is Aaron Christopher playing cornerback.
Might have been Keegan Amarasi. I thought I saw 8 in that replay.
Might have been.
Primarily serves as the holder for Dan Thompson. They'll stop play for him. 8:15 to go in the 2nd quarter. 27-0 Blue Devils ahead of the Red Raiders. 4th and 10 coming for Fitchburg. Looked like they were starting to switch personnel before the stoppage.
Probably going to be a punt. I mean, it's not often that you're going to want to go for it from 4th and 10 on your side of the field. But it's 27-0. It's almost already desperate territory if you trying to stop the Blue Devils from making it a 5-possession game. But
right, and with the way their offense is played tonight, the less you can give them the ball, probably the better. And the least field you can have for them, at least.
And that's the other thing with why you want to get these long drives is to keep your defense fresh. Because with an offense like what Leominster has, everybody has to be ready to get to the ball. They can score from almost anywhere on the field, and they've shown it tonight. I mean, you've seen those seam plays that they usually run. They try to isolate Delgado and anytime they can, and so far, Fitchburg just doesn't have an answer for it. And I don't have many words for it at the moment. I'm sorry.
Delgado had the 2nd touchdown. Ryan Ricker the 1st one, then a pick 6.
Mimi Elias, and then
Mimi Elias.
Chris Hatch with that fourth one to cap off why we are now at 27-0. But there's a lot of attention going to that sideline. We're sending some prayers to, we're not sure yet if it's either Keegan Amarasing or if it is someone else, but hoping that it is nothing too serious at the moment.
Leominster so far tonight really sticking to what's worked for them all year. It's been a good running game. Osiris Lopez is red hot today.
As he should be. If Leominster's doing well, you can almost always pinpoint it back to the fact that Osiris is having one of those games where he's a game breaker when it comes down to it. He can change the game with his legs. He can out-throw coverage almost. When you get him going, he's really tough to stop. There's no other way to put it. I mean, you see why he is the focal point, as now we have some signs of positivity on both sides, and hopefully nothing too serious at the moment.
Both sidelines on their feet. 15 to go in the second quarter.
Fitchburg sends their team back. It looks like we're going to be having a punt for whenever both sides are ready.
Believe we will. 4th and 10. They're not going to chance that from their own 30. Leominster begins to line up. Delgado back for the punt.
And it looks like they put him on the stretcher. Not a way you want to end your Thanksgiving, but we are sending prayers. Not 100% sure who it was yet. We will get back to you with who it was, but from what we saw, it looked like it was Keegan Amarasing. Hoping that he gets better soon, as it's a crucial game. I mean, there's a lot going on this game, as now Red Raiders are looking to get ready to punt it off right here.
And they will. Snap came a bit short, but was received. That punt well short of where Delgado wanted it. So that'll be frozen by the Red Raiders. 7:59 to go in this second quarter in a game that feels like it's not moving as quick as some of the other ones have this year.
No, but it always is tough when one team is scoring a lot and you got a lot of passing that has to be done to try and catch up. But usually that's why these high-scoring affairs typically run over. However, we're going to see how it goes for the rest of the game. Leominster might try and dial up the run a little bit more just to see if they can get this thing going.
Lopez back under center. He'll keep this one himself. Rolls left with traffic, looking big. Just through the hands of Ryan Ricker once again.
And I know that was an incompletion, but that's a talented throw. One of the harder things, going against your body, and I hate to say it, but he put it right there in the breadbasket for Ryan Ricker. Just unfortunately, it gets lost in those lights. That's the one thing a lot of people do not understand as a receiver. When the ball is thrown that high, if it gets lost in those lights, it's almost impossible to track it. And by the time you finally see it, it's
right in front of you, or it's on the ground.
It's insane reaction time.
We've got a big run here. He's found a hole and still going. Chris Hatch. Hatch to his left. Still got a lot of space. 2 on him. And that will not be enough. He's in. Chris Hatch once again. Blue Devils foot on the gas pedal.
It's been the play that they put as an adjustment midway through the season. We're going to see some penalties right here. A little bit of some post-play theatrics from both sides. It looks like it's going to be on Leominster, though, as we've said, this game gets chippy, and when you come out to a lead as big as this one, you typically want to run your mouth to the other side because you've been hearing it from their side just as much.
It gets difficult not to at a certain point. 33-0 Blue Devils over the Red Raiders. So that, I believe, was a personal foul.
It looks like it will be. Unsportsmanlike conduct. They're asking Fitchburg if they want to accept it on the PAT or on the kickoff, but we'll see. But that on that play right there, that is what Leominster installed halfway through the season, where we're going to run an outside zone, except we're going to pull our play side guard. It's worked for them to a level that truly shows why they've won so many of their games in the second half of the season. Going forward, it's going to be interesting.
Leominster really did turn on the Jets. It was really after that Peabody Veterans game. This BAT nearly blocked, but up and good.
No good, actually.
No good.
Unfortunately, just pushed it a little bit too much to the left where the wind's going. You know, I mentioned it again. I said I was going to stop. But last one, I said Thompson's 3 for 4. Now he's 3 for 5. You know what? I'm done. Don't let me talk during PATs. Cody, you have to punch me or something. This is, I can't keep doing it. I can't keep doing it to him. I'm disgusted with myself, honestly.
Sure, he will have words with you after this one. 33-0. Blue Devils over the Red Raiders. 7.5 to go in the second quarter.
And it looks like Fitchburg decided to accept the unsportsmanlike conduct penalty to the kickoff. So hopefully going to put them 15 yards closer. And something that might be good to watch if you're a Red Raider. Going to make it a lot easier for Collins. And he hasn't had a nice introduction to this rivalry game on his side, but
he has not. Really just that one drive that they got into the red zone before the route got jumped.
Which, again, just excellent coverage from Mimi Elias.
This kick comes from the Blue Devils 25 instead of the 40.
And Thompson looking to his right, looking to his left, getting ready to kick it off again.
This one high and straight, fielded at the 22.
And that's Salomon.
Salomon runs into the pile. He's going to be brought down on momentum at the 40.
Which is a lot better than what you've been seeing. Not by much, but still. You're 5 to 10 yards closer to where you would have been had that penalty not happened. We'll see what they dial up here, though.
Much better field position this time around for them. And Zacchaeus Collins, the freshman, to work once again. Interesting to note, too, something they have done a few times this year. Lucas Bolak is rostered as a quarterback, #1, who has been their main running back. As he will run it here, and he's into the pile. A lot of ball he's finding onto him there.
First man there, Jaden Jenkins. Again, it's relying on this front line to set the tone, make sure that Fitchburg can't keep going with this I formation and just giving it to Bolak the entire game. So puts a lot of stress on these D linemen. It's going to Antoine, Lino Diego, Nate Hankins. Then you've also got Jaden Jenkins and J.R. Wilson. Those are the guys that they're going to be the foundation to how you stop Fitchburg, which they've done to a T so far.
Indeed, Leominster, great job of finding the people to shut down 2nd and 9. Gain a 1 on the run.
And they go for the boot right there. He's got a guy open. It's just a matter of can he actually throw it, and he finally dials it up right there. Unfortunately for Leominster, just didn't have the coverage to the right side and just barely got outside the arms of Edris and Gabo. Usually he's been locked down, but unfortunately on that play, they just outrun him.
Ball actually came loose at the end there, but it was...
He was down.
He was already down.
It definitely was down. It's just part of the game where you're trying to sell the call and hopefully you can get it going your way, but great play right there from those Shea Gagnor.
Across the midway point of the 2nd here.
Dominic Swain, great play from that inside linebacker position, reading the toss and stops Bolak early. Just nobody even touches him there. It's about as easy as it can be for an inside linebacker.
Blue Devils' run defense today has been stellar so far.
It has. But good to see some life from the Red Raiders, able to get what was a 40-yard play, flip the field entirely, give your offense something to look forward to. It's been tough so far this half.
Threatening to score here.
Going back to that triple option. Looks like that was a new fullback that they had in. I'm not sure if that was Ali Kohil. Might have been number 26. We're going to see, though.
I believe it may have been.
Nice little pickup on that play.
3rd and 10 after the 2nd and 15, gain 5.
Going right back to that triple option, giving Bolak a chance to make some work with it.
Bolak runs right into the scrum.
Didn't have much. It was great job setting the outside where Bolak is not able to bounce it. Just great job right there from Jaden Jenkins, and it was not sure if that was Giovanni Morales that also set the edge there, but makes it a lot easier for the linebackers when they don't have to run across the field.
Plenty of defenders there for Leominster. 4th and 5 from the Blue Devils 11.
It feels very similar to what we saw earlier.
I was about to say, stop me if you've heard that one before.
Coming back in that I formation, probably going to be a pass play here. I mean, not often do you call a run play on 4th and 5.
And they will pass it. He slips away, can't get it out, and that'll be a turnover on downs.
Jaden Jenkins again, making sure that it's a tough throw for Collins, and he's not able to get it as it's a parade in the backfield. And Collins just not enough time to put an on-schedule throw on there.
Nothing doing there for them. Blue Devils take over at their own 11.
And we will see if they can keep the perfect streak of offense going, but
a lot of field to do it. 3:27 on the clock.
And so far for the touchdown count, we've got Ryan Ricker with 1. Then we have, as I'll tell you after this play's over.
I'll run it down the right side. Get a few on that.
Ryan Ricker with 1. Then we had Jadis Delgado with 1. Mimi Elias with that pick 6. And then the last 2 have been Chris Hatch just making things happen on the grounds, hitting that edge, and goodbye, good night.
Has been a great offensive showing for the Blue Devils. 2nd and 6. Gain of 4 on that. Lopez will put this one in the air, calls his shot.
Dialing it up for Delgado.
Big pass, Delgado can't get it.
And again, just that's the part of losing it in the lights where Lopez puts it so high, it's a moonshot. It's just makes you appreciate the outfielders that the Red Sox have where they're able to track that thing down, and we're seeing it right now. It's a lot harder than it looks.
The bright lights of Fenway Park claim another victim. 2:45 to go after the incompletion. 3rd and 6.
As Fitchburg leaves some room open for these receivers.
Lopez takes himself down the right side. He's got a first down and a few more.
Just a nice little chain mover right there. Nice to see them pick up the first down through the legs of Lopez, which luckily had some good blocking up front. Nice little hole. And clock will tick.
Always been his bread and butter. 3rd and about mid. He'll just keep it himself, first down.
Why not? I mean, it's always been successful throughout this entire year. It's what makes the money.
I'll run this one. Still up.
Nice little hit from Aramis Reyes. He's very good usually at just hitting the hole and running hard. That time showing a little bit of his ability to just kind of stop on a dime almost. Lets one guy go and then boom, gets a nice little pickup of what seems like almost 8 or 9.
We'll call it 8, 2nd and 2 from the Blue Devils 33. Minute 40 to go.
As they're probably going to look to speed it up here a little bit.
2-minute drill for them. Lopez keeps this one himself. He's got a hole in the middle. Still going. Sneaks through another and another on the stiff arm. Finally brought out of bounds. Past midfield. Words being exchanged after. Familiarity breeds contempt.
That's Anthony Mastroberti right there, making sure he protects his quarterback. Got pulled down after the play right there. Just want to make sure that keeps his quarterback safe, as you're going to want him for the next 2 years.
Blue Devils didn't like the late pull down, but out of bounds, minute 21. Past midfield, Red Raiders 47.
They're going right back to that spread formation with the pistol. Scratch that. Reyes heard me and moved.
And this will walk back 5. Flags today, just a false start apiece, and then Blue Devils had an unsportsmanlike after the last touchdown.
Surprised it's not more at this point, honestly. Usually feels like there's at least 5 on both sides, but luckily we've had a very low-tempered game so far, knock on wood.
Lopez on the run. He's got Reyes. Reyes still breaks a second tackle and a third. Brought down at the 30.
Huge pickup right there, especially on just the check down, as Lopez doesn't see anything down the field. But if you're going to leave those flats open, Reyes is going to make you pay.
Aramis Reyes, another big gain from him.
Nice little concentration for him. Didn't get it off the first catch, but keeps his eyes on it.
New set of downs. Lopez wants it all. Delgado.
He's got it.
Scrum forward and he's in. Jadis Delgado is second of the day.
And another just great back shoulder throw right there, making sure that Delgado's the only one that can get it. And that's a matchup they've been liking all day, is targeting that right side of the field.
Osiris Lopez, nearly perfect so far. 39-0. Blue Devils ahead. In the last 2 Thanksgiving games, 2021, 32-0. Leominster won that one, already outscoring that. And then last year, 40-8. Blue Devils before halftime with the chance to equal that mark. And they'll fake it. The pass is just a bit overthrown. So that was Josh Liebert.
All right, luckily I can talk about that one this time. Thankfully, I don't have to put the jinx on Thompson. Instead, it's just a failed 2-point conversion. Holding my breath as much as I could that time, I promise.
I could tell you wanted to talk on that one.
I did, usually do.
53 seconds to go, 39-0. Blue Devils ahead of the Red Raiders before the half.
A little bit shocking trying to go for that 2-point play, but hey, Thanksgiving game, why not try and get a little bit cute with it? But fortunately, doesn't result in anything. Just gonna, going forward, put a little more stress on making sure that you don't give that up for any other ensuing touchdowns.
Absolutely. Blue Devils kick this one off for probably the final time of the half.
Knock on wood.
For those of you at home, he did knock on the wood table in front of us.
Cody, you didn't have to tell him.
Kick is high and out of the hands.
Gonna be a tough return from Bolak right here.
Bolak goes left, goes right. Swallowed up at the 13. A few different blue shirts in there.
Seemed like everybody was back there. I mean, gave everybody enough time to hit the lanes and make sure it was tough for Bolak to find any room to work with, but
that is a great kick. Took a really good bounce.
Wasn't. First to the point of the ball was Barrett Kefa, senior, making a huge play right there on his big night.
This spotted at the 13 of the Red Raiders.
And one thing that's interesting is now you have Osiris Lopez at cornerback, doing a little bit of some double duty for the Blue Devils, which is surprising.
Looking to preserve the shutout going into the half. This will be stuffed at about the 14. Might have gained a yard on that.
And I have a feeling they're probably just going to take that one to half as Collins does the play call trot to the sideline. But by the time he gets back, I don't know if he'll have enough time to get this last play going. So seems like we will cap off at 39-0 for this half of football, and it's been all Leominster, as we've been saying all game.
Indeed it has. Red Raiders racing to the line, 2 seconds and 1. Won't be enough time. Whistle sounds for the half. 39-0, your Blue Devils lead the Red Raiders here from Fenway Park in Boston. And Liam Curtin, all Leominster that half. Anybody who's surprised you so far in this game?
Not really, if I'm being honest. It's been the names we've been calling on for the most part all season. Other than that, I mean, it's only thing that surprises me is that we've been seeing a lot of different faces take over the game on defense. On offense, however, it's been what's worked for them all season. Work with Lopez. Haven't seen much of Cora, but that's likely due to injury, as he's definitely appeared banged up so far. Other than that, I mean, you've been riding the hot hand of Chris Hatch and Jadis Delgado. Mimi Elias, though, I definitely want to highlight his pick six right there. Other than that, it's just been an all-around great team effort. The line has been great, especially with, you've been seeing Carter Austin, you've been seeing Anthony Mastroberti, Tyler Whitskell, you've had Tony Kendall, and I know I'm forgetting one right now and just can't find the number.
Escaping you?
Just a tad. I had the number in my head. I'm sorry right now. I just can't find it. Pretty sure it's Nate Hankins, but don't quote me on it.
We will pause for halftime as the marching bands take the field here at Fenway Park. 39-0 Blue Devils over the Red Raiders. Enjoy the show, and we'll be back in a bit. Welcome back to Fenway Park here in Boston, 118th edition of the Thanksgiving Classic between Leominster and Fitchburg. Cody Roy alongside Liam Carton, where today it is all Blue Devils in the first half, 39-0 Blue Devils. Ahead of the Red Raiders, one of the highest scoring halves in the history of this rivalry. Look at the last 2 years, Blue Devils, before today, outscoring the Red Raiders 72-8. Add this and that nearly doubles.
Yes, it does. And the one thing we're going to look for once the second half hits is once this becomes a 40-point game, because at that point, we will have a running clock for the rest of it. If not, I'm pretty sure it's 28 points or more in the fourth quarter. So once that point hits, we'll have a running clock, and then this game will go by very fast. We saw it 2 weeks ago, against Westboro, where Leominster hit that 28-point mark, and it was very rapid after that.
Absolutely, as we are. Red Raiders haven't taken the field once again. It will be their football to start. Chance to breathe some life back into themselves here in the second half.
For Fitchburg, it's going to be just trying to get points on the board, and for Leominster, it's try to get it to 40 and then get the running clock going, or at this point, you're putting it on for the seniors who have been riding it out all season. They're going to be the ones getting play time once this changes, and we'll see how it goes.
We might see a second senior night here from Fenway for the Blue Devils.
Indeed, we will. Other than that, since Leominster started with the ball, Fitchburg will be taking first possession of the second half, as it's back to being Bolak and that's Salomon as well as your return men.
Bolak and Salomon both back at the 15. Dan Thompson to kick. And we are once again underway here from Fenway Park. Line drive, kicks straight to Bolak. Bolak looks right, and he's got some room brought down at the 35.
And that's Emilio Alicea closing down the gap to make sure that Bolak can't go all the way. And you're seeing a lot of different faces out here for this Leominster defense already. And yeah.
Red Raiders get to work once again. It will be the freshman Zacchaeus Collins trotting out last.
And the biggest thing is just you've had two drives that they may not have ended successful, but there's something to build off of, seeing if you can repeat.
That pass low, caught on the left side.
Going right to Richard Salomon, unfortunately. Just a little low, didn't give him enough room to work with after the catch. And Jadis Delgado, first man there, easy tackle for him.
His man practically standing still trying to field that one. It'll be, looks like they ruled out a loss of 1. 2nd and 11.
And the counter play right there from Fitchburg.
So they'll keep this one on the ground. Pick up a few on that.
Just trying to call up the bread and butter of your offense, which is just getting the ball moving forward, get it to Bolak as quickly as you can, and see how the offense fares from there.
3rd and 7 for the Red Raiders. First possession out of the half, minute 10 gone.
And again, I mentioned it, it's just trying to get back to those 2 long drives that they didn't end up in points, but that's what you're looking for. You're trying to just get something on the board.
Absolutely. This one shoveled back for Bolak. Bolak's got room, a lot of room. Running on the sideline, he stepped out of bounds. He doesn't like it.
He shouldn't. That was likely a house call if he stayed in bounds. It was probably their best play that they finally had, and unfortunately just didn't see the marking enough. And he had room to work with too. It was best blocking you had, and
definitely steps out.
That's a killer right there. Only person that would have got him is Giovanni Morales, and otherwise he would.
Even then, still would have been a great gain for them. Instead, we get a 4th and 10. Excuse me, it'll be 1st and 10. New set of downs.
Going back to that eye, seeing if you can duplicate the result of that last play.
They'll look to push that one right up the middle.
Just going for that fullback dive, just trying to see if you can get a couple cheap yards up the middle.
That's exactly what they'll get.
As it's based off of that triple option that we've been seeing a little bit from Fitchburg, is you're just trying to see, hey, is it open up the middle? Because you have someone like Chris Hatch on the edge where, oh, I can't take it myself and I can't pitch it out, so might as well let it go up the middle.
Absolutely, the quick handoff. 2nd and 7 for the Red Raiders across midfield.
And flipping the field, going back to that wishbone. Last time we saw this, they passed it, so we'll see what they go here.
And they're going to run the trick play through Bullock again. That is caught. And this, he's going to be brought down, swallowed up, is Richard Salomon just before the goal line. We saw Fitchburg run this against Neshoba for a 38-yard touchdown, and it's the exact same play here.
It was wide open. Unfortunately, corner on that side jumped, and it was Juan Miranda. Thought it was the toss. Unfortunately, there was no help back there. Salomon, easy catch, takes it down. That's going to be their Raiders' best chance so far of the game.
Leominster fully committed on their defense there. Red Raiders capitalize. 1st and goal from the 2. They look to punch this one in with Bullock. He's swallowed up.
And he's going to be down at the 1 right there. That's that toss play that they love. Now you're just trying to soften the defense up to hopefully crank something up, and Leominster trying to hold this shutout.
Red Raiders look to break it. 2nd and goal from the 1.
Collins with the long run. They get the play and the long run back to the huddle.
That's got to get tiring from him as the game goes on.
You're basically doing a half marathon as a quarterback.
2nd and goal from the 1. The punch this one again through Bullock. He's in.
And that's the first points. Shea Gagnor.
Go for Shea Gagnor on that. I think it was Bullock in behind running a bit of a diversion on the jump.
Yeah, that's what they're looking for. They're just trying to see if they can distract anybody on that. Does enough, because now Fitchburg is finally on the board tonight, thanks to that trick play that they dialed up with Bolak and just making swift work of the night.
Not the first time we've seen that from them this year, and it works once again. 39-6. That is up and good. Make it 39-7 Blue Devils over the Red Raiders, who are finally on the board.
Thankfully. Didn't want to see a shutout on a game like this. Maybe if you're a Leominster, but nice to see life from both sides.
Absolutely, as Blue Devils offense get to work for the first time in the half. Now 39-7.
Only thing is, unfortunately, as a fan, this game will not go any quicker for as long as it's a 33-point lead in the 3rd quarter. But mark my words, folks, once the 4th quarter hits, as long as the lead is still similar to this, those 12 minutes will go by in 12 minutes, thankfully.
Indeed they will. Running clock on a big lead like this. Red Raiders student section on the Jumbotron directly in front of us.
We're going to have Jadis Delgado back to return, as it's going to be their 2nd time with kick return on the field, thanks to their defense putting up a shutout in the first half. Fitchburg answering to start the 2nd half, and we'll see what they can continue to do, if they can continue to put the points on the board, and you're just looking to get anything going you can.
Delgado with Dominic Swain also short. And this roller finds its way.
It's Aramis Reyes.
To Reyes, who's got a hole, and he's to midfield.
Starting on the opposite side of the field is always a good sign for any time you're on special teams. Makes the
Fitchburg.
offense's life easier.
Fitchburg continuing to not make it easy for themselves. Blue Devils take over off the kickoff just past midfield. Red Raiders 48. 8 and change to go in the third quarter.
And we're probably going to see Leominster try to insert the run game and really let it dominate as Fitchburg's leaving a hole in the front right there. But
quick pass down the left for Ricker, who slips. Loses his footing, no gain.
And I see the vision there. You're trying to just get these fast and these quicker guys in space, give them a chance to break a tackle. And unfortunately for Ricker, just grass monster now. Just unfortunately eats at the cleats these days.
Indeed it does. Ricker loses his fitting. 2nd and 10, no gain. Lopez looks big. Has Delgado, no, just overthrown.
It's there. That's the matchup that they've been liking all game. Delgado on Salomon. That time, Salomon wins.
Salomon wins on that one. Lopez just overthrows it.
Just barely. And he had a couple steps on Salomon too, so that's going to be one that Lopez at least regrets a little bit, wishing he could take that one back. But
does. Leads him just a bit too much. 3rd and 10 from the 48. Lopez keeps this one himself, and he's got room. Won't have enough, just short.
We'll see.
No, they're going to mark him. Initially marked him as a first down.
We're going to see is close for sure. It'll be 4th and short as back judge holds the hand up. We've got 4th and less than a yard, most definitely.
4th and inches here. Blue Devils keep the offense on the field. Gonna at least look for a jump here.
Yep.
They'll snap it.
It's wide open there. Nobody pressing that inside slot receiver.
Nobody on the left side, and that's an easy first down for the Blue Devils.
Makes it real simple for Reyes to just basically beat one guy to the outside, and you've got the first down, potentially more. That's the one thing that Fitchburg just hasn't had success in doing, is whenever Leominster comes out in these 3 or more receiver sets, they don't put someone on that slot receiver that can contain that outside run that Leominster has been very dominant with as the season goes on. Is now we're going to see Juan Roman Cruz in at running back.
Rolling right is Lopez. The pass wide open for Ricker, who steps out of bounds.
The clock will stop.
I'll stop the clock. 6:07, just about the halfway point of this quarter, going much faster than the first two.
Great blocking on the edge there from Dominic Swain and Juan Roman Cruz. Gives him a nice clean pocket to hit the short route right there to Ricker. As they're just taking advantage of that matchup as it's there. It's going to be there all game if they keep letting
Lopez
it.
again has Ricker. Touchdown, Blue Devils. Ricker, 2nd of the day.
And there's a chance we might see the Blue Devils go for 2 to put it to that 40-point limit. But
Blue Devils faked it on their last one. It looks like they're bringing Thompson out.
we'll see what they do as Ricker gets in the end zone for the 2nd time today, as Fitchburg just continues to have that backed off coverage and just makes it real easy for him to run his route off that as defenders are on their back heels.
And the snap kick is up, and it is good. 46-7, 39 points the margin. Blue Devils ahead of the Red Raiders. Just crossed the halfway point of this third quarter from Fenway Park in Boston. Still surreal to say, even after 2.5 quarters.
Definitely is. Again, I still have no words for it. I really don't. It's just so cool. I'm sorry, guys.
It's such a great thing that the Red Sox and Fenway Park are doing this. And also to feature teams from outside of Greater Boston, going out to Central Mass for a Leominster-Fitchburg rivalry. It's a misconception to say that it is the oldest rivalry in the country, or even one of the oldest in the state, but still, it's such a storied rivalry, and it's great to see it on a stage like this.
It is, and we've seen so many successful people come out of this rivalry, and we will continue to see that be the case, but
Osiris Lopez, promising future ahead of him.
absolutely.
And even for the Red Raiders, Zacchaeus Collins starting as a freshman, much like Lopez did last year. Line drive, kick. Bolak fields it. He's got room to run, finds a hole still up. And he's going to finally be brought down around the 45. It took the whole team.
And that's going to be some nice starting field position right there for the Red Raiders. Is looking to see if maybe you can get 2 in a row going. Make the scoreboard look a little cleaner.
Another good starting field position for them.
We're starting to see some of the new faces come in for this Leominster defenses. Now we have different corners in from what we normally would. And
that is intercepted. And that is going to be an easy pick 6 all the way to the house. Jaden Jenkins. Easy as you like from him.
Saw the slant play, jumped right in the passing lane, and he's been a great receiver all season. Right there, boom.
He's the de facto tight end to the team on offense, the big body receiver. And on this one, just jumps right in front. Great read from him. Second pick 6 of the day from the Blue Devils.
Just
52-7, Dan Thompson to make it 53.
great read from an edge defender. I mean, nothing more you can say about it. You get that opportunity, you take it. Jenkins puts on the burners and likely putting the nail in the coffin for this game.
Indeed, 52-7. Clock runs, flag on the play.
Too many men on the field right there for the Blue Devils, or sorry, for the Red Raiders.
Too many on for them. We'll re-kick this again, move it up a yard.
And that's second pick 6 of the game right there for the Blue Devils. Defense trying to have their fun.
Indeed they are, and fun it has been for the Blue Devils here from Fenway. That is nearly blocked, but that is going to be just inside the right upright.
That was Niall Sim coming off the edge, almost got it there.
Second time today he's nearly gotten in on one. Clock runs 4 minutes and counting, 53-7, Blue Devils lead.
And this is what you're looking for as a fan. Just get the clock running, especially when it's cold like this. At some point you want to go home, and it's going to be a nice drive back for most of us. Most of us.
3.5 to go. Blue Devils kick this off through Dan Thompson.
I'm sorry, it's silent in the booth. But Daniel Thompson looking to kick off right here. Looks to the right, looks to the left, and we have Bolak and Salomon back to return as it's been all night.
This one will be Salomon right into his arms at the 5. Looking to find a hole, can't find one. That'll be about the 27.
Nice little scrum right there as things are going to be moving efficiently for the rest of this game.
Few different Blue Devils found him on that.
And now at this point, I'm pretty sure you bring on the all-senior team, as we're going to see, as I've been saying, we're seeing a lot of new faces on this defense. A lot of these guys, they've been putting in the work all season. It now comes down to here where you're going to get a chance to get some plays in and be able to cement yourself as part of this rivalry getting on Fenway Field.
Niall Sim, the senior, ending quarterback for the Red Raiders, rolls to his right, big pass, and that nearly intercepted once again.
Had
Flag on the play
Salomon.
there.
He definitely had Salomon, just unfortunately Blue Devils got back there, but
Mimi Elias again. So we wait to hear the call on this flag.
looks like it was pass interference, so you're going to get a nice 15-yard gain for the Red Raiders, making things a little bit easier for them, as we did have Mimi Elias playing center field right there for the Blue Devils, and just unfortunately got there a little too early.
A lot of bodies in there, and it actually looked like
it was Jadis Delgado coming from that corner spot along with Mimi Elias, and just one of them unfortunately hit Salomon too early.
jumped in front just a bit. They'll run this one. And they'll get a few on it.
And that is Bolak again. Name we're going to continue to call for these Red Raiders.
Blue Devils on track for their 72nd win all time against these Red Raiders. Puts them up 10 on the all time. Currently 71, 62, and 9.
And it makes it 4 in a row.
Indeed it does. As this will run out to the right, will be a new set of downs.
Tackled by Giovanni Morales right there, coming in from that corner spot, making sure he lays the boom a little bit on Bolak.
All smiles from the Blue Devil student section on the Jumbotron. Final 15 to go in this quarter.
And it should be all smiles. It's been a dominant win on Thanksgiving Eve, and gonna make things a lot nicer in Leominster when it comes to tomorrow and cutting the turkey.
We all smiles in Leominster tomorrow. One more quarter to go still in this one. Clock will run, but it's 53-7. Blue Devils ahead of the Red Raiders. Red Raiders with the ball. The Blue Devil 44 looking to drive once again.
All right, let's get off football for a second. Cody, you have Thanksgiving dinner tomorrow. You have one plate. What's on that plate?
Oh, jeez. There's too many good options. I can't pick.
Man, that's such a diplomatic response. You gotta, come on.
That's all you're getting out of me.
Oh, that's so annoying though. Like, we've got to get a little bit of some, you know, the people want to know. I've been getting texts, they've been asking me. They've been saying, what does Cody Roy eat for Thanksgiving dinner? They want to know, Cody.
It always depends on where I go too, which side of the family I'm with. But it won't take long on this break. We get the fourth quarter underway.
I'm going to be pushing you for that as this game goes on. And we're getting that answer. I repeat, we will find out what Cody Roy will be eating tomorrow.
Tell you one thing, there'll be some cake in celebration of this one.
Oh, there will be. But will you be eating the cake?
Oh, ball's loose, but he falls right back on it, does Niall Sims. Rodney Tezel, excuse me.
Great job rushing the passer right there. Gets his escape move going. He's able to get past a double team right there, and Sim just unfortunately didn't realize that Tezel is the new age version of Mean Joe Green.
Finds the gap through the double team. Now he'll go for a loss. 2nd and 13.
All right, come on. Is it the turkey? Is it the ham? You a mashed potatoes guy?
We're a ham family.
We're a ham family. All right, we've got some answers for you folks. Thankfully. I was waiting on that one. Worried I was going to have to pry it out of you.
Have a little fun with it. Why not? And there's a big pass from Sims, but he got Blue Devil jumping the route. Can't get a hand on it.
Giovanni Morales.
Giovanni Morales once again.
Great coverage right there, making sure that the seam doesn't open up too much, as Bolak is the guy that they're going to try to get the ball in his hands no matter what. I mean, we've been saying it all game. Morales if he kept running, he probably would have had a pick right there. Unfortunately, just jumped a little bit too early. But, hey, at the end of the day, it's an incompletion. Clock's still going.
Clock is still going. 10.5 and counting in this one. Margin above 40 runs the clock in 28 in the fourth quarter, as you said. So this one should run its way out.
It should, and we're going to see Fitchburg try and dial up some trick plays every once in a while. And that surprisingly isn't a horse collar, but
that looks like a horse collar or a face mask.
J.R. Wilson with the tackle.
Lucas Bolak brought down hard.
Oh, yeah, that definitely missed a horse collar right there, but hey, oh well.
Right in front of an official, but they'll let him play. 4th and 15.
Hopefully going to dial up a prayer right here to see if you can convert. They got Lucas Bolak in the slot, so probably going to be going to him right here.
Sim drops back, rolls left, looking big. Salomon can't get to that.
Teston and Ngabo, but guess what? Sorry, folks. You think that's Edris Ngabo? It's not. It's Jair Alexander. It's, I don't know, Darrell Rivas. Let's just call him one of the most unstoppable corners of all time, and he's shown it. I mean, it's very rare that he gives up completions on that side of the field, and we're seeing why for a reason.
Blue Devils defense been strong all year, and especially tonight. Holding Fitchburg to just a touchdown, and it took a trick play to get there.
It did, and
Blue Devils take over right at midfield.
Hey, at the end of the day, points are on the board. You can at least say you weren't shut out.
It's not a repeat of 2021, now on into 32-0 Leominster.
I'm going to call it out, though. 2019, we did pose a shutout.
Your, if I'm not mistaken, senior season.
Yes, it was. It was probably one of the most fun games of my life, but at the end of the day, the only thing people care about is getting the win, and luckily we were able to do that thanks to the defense that day. And
a win's a win. Josh Liebert in under center for the Blue Devils. As we had expected, both teams going to treat the fourth quarter like another senior night here at Fenway.
As you should. I mean, everybody's got to get some love in these types of games.
That's what you love to see, and they'll run this one.
Juan Roman Cruz got some room.
Cruz left. He's got a first down and a lot more.
And things are getting chippy right here.
Little extracurriculars. But they'll let the kids play.
Nothing wrong with that, though. I mean, it's supposed to be chippy. This is the game that's built with so much anticipation for all year.
When you play a team 143 times, you're bound to have a little bit of a rivalry.
Yeah, you should have some hatred. There should be a little bit of some, you know.
It's the good kind of nasty.
A little bit of some violence.
Good kind of nasty.
Not that violence is good. I'm not saying it's good. You're not going to get me on air saying that. And Roman Cruz again.
Roman Cruz swallowed up.
He's taken down hard. Things are getting a little more feisty as this game is starting to wrap up, as emotions are high.
Been waiting all game for that, but it definitely took longer with the scoreline that we have.
It definitely did. If this game was closer, it probably would have happened in the first quarter.
Certainly have been years like that. This one around to the left. Roman Cruz again.
That's Reyes this time.
This one Reyes. Gets to the 25.
Just looking to make
third and 5.
Just looking to make it third and manageable. Definitely going to be interesting for the handshakes post game. That's the one thing I'm looking forward to.
Always is interesting. Leominster and Fitchburg, 118th Thanksgiving meeting and 143rd all time. Leominster on their way to win number 72. After claiming win number 400 as a program a few years ago. This one a run to the right. Reyes still up and finally brought down just short of the 15. And that'll be a new set of downs for Leominster. First and 10, Markham at the 18. Inside the red zone once again. Lieber takes the snap. Reyes once again goes right, moves left, now back to his right. And he's still up.
Gonna get a generous push from his teammates right there. And there we go.
And there's the nasty. Flags are up. Every official's flag in the air on this one. So we'll sort out the laundry. I think we knew it was going to take a push like that.
It was definitely going to happen. Just a matter of when. And probably going to be offsetting. And it's not. Oh, no, sorry, it is.
And will offset second down.
I think they're calling timeout for Fitchburg, seeing if they can stop Leominster from putting anything more on the board. However, the clock will tick regardless.
Clock still runs even through the timeout. Across 4 minutes to go here in the fourth quarter. Fitchburg looking to do whatever they can to keep Leominster off the board here. As high school football at Fenway closing out in dramatic fashion. Blue Devils all over the Red Raiders, 53-7, 3.5 to go.
And we're definitely getting some words from the officials telling these guys, hey, calm down, let the game actually end.
3 more minutes, and you don't have to play him for another year.
Indubitably. And
this was, if I'm not mistaken, Fitchburg's year to host, so odds are it'll go back there next year.
Next year we'll be in Doyle Field.
Will it be in Doyle next year?
Will.
To the left. Brought down.
That's Edric Ngabo. Likely the brother of Edris Ngabo? Would you put money down on that being the case?
Probably, but who knows?
Okay, fair enough.
Second and goal from the 8 for Leominster. Mark this one. One scoreboard says 8, Green Monster says 7.
And it's Caden Calderon in the backfield here. Name that they were very excited to get the ball
Calderon's
a couple weeks ago.
Swallowed up. Ooh, late hit there. And that'll get called.
And I'm surprised there's nothing there.
Cooler heads for the Blue Devils there, seeing the flag.
Good for them.
Take the yards.
Glad to see it. As we hear the "Let's go Caden" chant from the Leominster sideline, as we also heard that one on senior night.
There was a lot of hype on senior night for him.
I'm glad they're getting right back to it. It's going to be a minute left to hopefully get a try at giving Caden a touchdown.
Caden Calderon lined up once again. They're going to hand it off. He's got a hole. Looking to the left side. He's through.
He's
just
so
short.
Close. So close. Oh, my gosh.
Right there.
Everybody's jumping up and down.
A 5'8", 205 running back, Caden Calderon. Probably going to look to punch it right through the middle with him here.
Arm stretch away from getting the nose of the ball across the plane, but they're going to go right back to it.
Final minute
I think everybody
here.
on the field knows what's coming right here.
They do. Line up in the goal line. They'll switch the field. And here it comes, and he's in!
And that's it, folks.
Caden Calderon as the Blue Devils will storm the field for him.
Don't be too shocked if we get some theatrics in the shaking hands line. We'll see if both teams decide to go for it. But luckily, cooler heads have prevailed at the end of this game. We were worried that it was going to heat up a little bit, but
it had its moment.
Luckily, that's not the case.
Clock will run out on this one. Your final score, Leominster Blue Devils 59 over the Fitchburg Red Raiders 7. A game that was all Leominster from wire to wire. What a great way for the Blue Devils to cap their season at Fenway Park, of all places. And a moment no one on this field will ever forget. The cheerleaders, the members of both marching bands. We saw Sweet Caroline, what better song to play at Fenway during the halftime show. And this all Leominster wire to wire, 59-7. Thank you for welcoming us into your homes tonight and this season here at Leominster TV. Alongside our production crew, Liam Carton, I'm Cody Roy. Good night, and if you're here at the game, make it home safe.
LTV's Action Sports is brought to you in part through the generous support of these Leominster sponsors by MP Crowley Company Incorporated, www.mpcrowleyinc.com.